Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, on my channel, I'm always telling you guys, live an active lifestyle. Make smart nutritional choices, right? Move more and sit less. Fight against the laziness. It's not about perfection, but about consistency. It's not about what you look like in the mirror, but it's about how you feel, right? That's what you should be thinking about, ladies and gentlemen, right? Not perfection, consistency, not the look. Chase the feeling. And I've told you guys many times on the channel that you're probably doing breakfast wrong, or you need to reevaluate your breakfast. You know, a lot of times people come to me, they ask me questions about energy. And I've talked about energy many times on this channel, done many videos on quote unquote energy and why you probably don't have the energy that you think you should have or the energy that you want. You know, a lot of times you guys see me out here in these videos and I'm really loud and I'm aggressive and I have all this energy, right? And, you know, people will try to say that I'm on drugs or, you know, I take steroids or something like that. But that's not how you're going to get energy, ladies and gentlemen. And I've told you guys, if you think that you're going to get energy or you're going to be like me by doing drugs or taking steroids or something, then remember, ladies and gentlemen, that couldn't be further from the truth. Do not do those things thinking that you're going to get energy from that. So I've told you guys that a lot of people don't look at their breakfast. And really, that's the problem for a lot of people. You're starting off your day on the wrong foot. Because breakfast is really, guys, the problem for a lot of people. Like I said, you're starting off your day out wrong, right? So think about what you do for breakfast. Bagels, right? I've talked about bagels on this channel. A lot of times for a lot of people, every single morning, they're going with the bagel, right? Or you probably know people at your job that are always getting a bacon, egg, and cheese. Oh, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. And when we talk about consistency, guys, making a smart nutritional choice and being consistent, if you're always getting bagels every morning, you're eating bagels every single day, every morning for breakfast, no matter what it is. It could be a bagel with butter, or bagel with cream cheese, or bagel and lox, or like I said, a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. Once again, you're making a big mistake, ladies and gentlemen, and that's part of the problem for a lot of people. So once again, guys, I'm not saying you can't have a bagel ever. Stay away from bagels for the rest of your life. I'm not saying that, right? Because it's not about perfection, but consistency. So if you're consistently eating bagels every morning, that's not a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what I'm telling you to watch out for and to stop doing. Stop eating bagels regularly. So maybe if you want to have a bagel on the weekend, by all means, ladies and gentlemen, go have your bagel, enjoy your bagel on the weekend, maybe once or twice a week. But don't do these things every single day or every other day because this is destroying your energy levels, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing nutritional in a bagel. Zero nutritional content for you in that bagel. It's just a bunch of empty calories right there. Just a bunch of carbs, right? Which is going to turn to a bunch of refined carbs and a number of sugar. That's all that is, ladies and gentlemen. So we think about how people do these things, how we do breakfast in America, especially in America, man. Our breakfasts are bad. People eat a lot of pancakes and waffles, a lot of syrups, right? A lot of sugary stuff, cereals, sugary cereals. This is what people do in the morning, right? They don't wake up with water, right? I tell you guys, the first thing you do in the morning, you should be drinking water. That should be the first thing that passes your lips is water, not juice or, you know, tea or coffee, none of this stuff, milk. You should be drinking water when you first wake up. That's how you start it off right. Get that metabolism kickstarted, right? Get the functions in the body going. You're dehydrated. So you should be waking up drinking water, right? But then once again, I've told you guys also, you do not need breakfast. You don't have to eat breakfast if you don't want to. If you're not feeling that hungry, you don't eat breakfast, ladies and gentlemen. But if you're going to do breakfast, do it the right way. So remember, stay away from the complex carbs, right? The refined carbs. Stay away from all this stuff, man. The bagels and the breads, the pancakes, the waffles. Stay away from this stuff, the sugary cereals. Stay away from these kinds of things in the morning because that's going to zap your energy, ladies and gentlemen, right? So remember the bagels, all that stuff. Do not eat those kinds of things in the morning because all those carbs, you guys know it. You eat all that stuff in the morning and then what? You feel lazy. You feel like garbage. So that's what I'm always telling you guys. Chase the feeling. How do you feel? If you feel like crap, then you shouldn't be eating this stuff because your body's talking to you. It's giving you the signs and symptoms that I'm always telling you guys. Your body will tell you something's going on, something's not right. And when you have low energy, when you feel, you know, lethargic, right? You feel lazy. You just feel like off. Think about what you ate. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. So for me, I'm a routine person. I like to stay in my routine. I've told you this, guys. Being in my routine helps me stay consistent, right? Now, sometimes we have to deviate from our routines in life. That's the way life goes. We get that. But we want to try to, you know, be consistent with our routines, especially if they're positive. You want to keep those positive routines. If it's a negative routine, guys, Routines are not always good. It could be a bad routine that you're stuck in. You're stuck in a rut. You got to get out of that. But for me, I try to do the same things, and be consistent. So I'm always making my bed in the morning. The routines are the same, right? I try to leave for work the same time, wake up at the same time, all these kinds of things. Eat kind of the same thing almost every morning. Now, I don't always eat breakfast, but if I do eat breakfast, you guys know that I'm usually going to go with some kind of omelet, scrambled eggs. Once again, don't avoid the yolks. The yolks are the best part, of the most nutritional part of the egg. So I have an omelet. Usually, I told you, I'll chop up some onions, some red pepper in there. Maybe I'll sprinkle some spinach leaves in there, a little bit of salt and pepper, and boom, you got a good meal in the morning. Once again, the eggs will give you energy. It's sustainable energy for your day. I don't feel lazy or like I'm going to crash out around lunchtime. So think about these kinds of things. Look at your breakfast, ladies and gentlemen, because you might be doing it wrong. You're not feeling, the energy that you thought you would have, or you're always lazy or tired by the middle of the day. Think about what you ate that morning. That's not giving you the energy, right? We get the energy from the things that we eat, from the activity levels of our body. So don't be lazy if you want energy. Don't sit around. But more importantly, like I said, don't eat bagels every single day. Stay away from those bagels. A bagel bomb. Zero nutritional content in the bagel. It's not doing anything for you, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't want to hear about whole grain bagels or, whole wheat bagels or these. Trust me. Stay away from the bagels consistently. Don't be consistent with those things. You want to have them once in a while, no problem. But remember, think about what you're doing for breakfast, because that could probably be more likely why you don't have energy for the rest of your day.